weeks and counting until the NBA resumes its season in Orlando, and we continue our bubble or nothing series today with a look at the Orlando Magic, who currently sit in the 8th seed in the East with a 5.5 game lead over the now Bradley Beal-less Wizards. This young group, led by Aaron Gordon and Markelle Fultz, is looking to make consecutive playoff appearances for the first time since reaching the postseason in 6 straight years from 2007 to 2012. Now, one thing to note is Markelle Fultz is delaying his entry into the Orlando bubble due to a personal issue, not at all COVID-19 related, and that is according to the Orlando Sentinel. Now, Jay Will, you're back with us here. Stephen A., I'll start with you. Fultz, as we know, he's resurrected his playing career with the Magic after a disappointing start with the Sixers. So what does he need to do now to avoid being labeled a bust?
Be available. Obviously, he had injuries and other issues that compromised his ability to be on the court, particularly when he was Philadelphia 76ers. And then to watch him shoot free throws, I mean, it was some of the most horrific things to witness, to be quite honest with you. In all my years of watching basketball, the way that his shot was compromised, it was unbelievable to watch, to be clear. But nevertheless, he has resurrected himself to some degree. He needs to shoot better from the perimeter and definitely from three-point range. Things only at 25%, but he does average 12 a game. He was shooting 47% from the field. I hope that things work out for him. He's not a bad kid for people that you talk to. He does work hard, and we've seen #1 overall picks that were bust. I won't mention their names because I don't feel like being cruel on this particular day. But there have been #1 overall picks who have been flagrant bust in NBA history. He has a chance not to be, so long as he's on the court and he's playing.
I'd say he has to make at least an all-star game at some point in his career, not to be a flat-out bust as a #1 overall pick. They're not just a lottery pick, you're #1 overall. So he's got to make minimum 1 all-star game, and then you can't really call him a bust, but you might call him a bust still as a #1 overall pick. But I think he's capable of doing that. I think he could maybe make multiple all-star games at some point. You know, he's very, very young. And nowadays, we all watch this with all the media around, with so little college experience. We watch these kids grow up before our eyes in the spotlight. Not everyone handles that the same way. Not everyone comes out as a finished product, even if people see their upside, so they draft them maybe ahead of where they should go. You know, not everyone's as precocious as Jason Tatum, let's say, who looks so polished. Or obviously Luka, who's a superstar already. Or Zion, who's a phenomenon. That ain't Markelle Fultz. But given his age, 21, and given his trajectory, he's getting much better quickly at this point. I think he could make a couple all-star games in his career, and at that point, it's kind of tough to call a guy a bust.
You know, look, the kid is talented. I think this year has been a big year for him. Got a couple triple-doubles. He's really starting to find his swag offensively. S.A., I'm with you. The one thing that is a burning image in my mind is just the shooting woes and some of the injuries that he's had and the psychological aspects of the game that a lot of people were digging deep on as it related to him. But I give him a lot of credit in today's age to bounce back after going through all that ridicule and criticism. It takes a lot of courage to do. You know, I don't know if he becomes like a bust like other players that we're talking about, but I do think the kid has talent, and I do think he still has potential, and that potential, considering his age, still being so young, I still think we have a long way to go before we can call Markelle Fultz a bust.
Well, I would agree with you there. I would tell you this. It's kind of embarrassing. Hold on, Max. Hold on, Max. It's kind of embarrassing when your actual free throws force team violations into the lane prematurely because of the jerk.
I'm with you.
I mean, it was
right in here.
The only thing that I can come up, the only thing that I can come up with as an equivalent is Charles Barkley swinging a golf club, something along those lines. That hiccup or whatever, that hitch, whatever the hell you want to call it. And the only reason why I won't call him, the biggest reason rather, Jay, I won't call him a bust is this: 2 people. Damn it, I'll say it. 2001, Kwame Brown. And 2013, Anthony Bennett. Now, ain't no way. I mean, you got to sink to some depths
He's already
that we have not been aware of to be worse.
He could have helped himself, Max. He could have helped himself. He had to say it out loud. He said he wasn't going to go there, and he went there.
Hold on. I wanted to say something about this. Hold on.
That's right. That's right.
First of all, the
That's right.
Sixers got into his head and did a number there, and they didn't do him any favors in terms of his shot. That's number one. Number two, actually, what he reminds me of a little bit is Zach Greinke, the baseball pitcher, who's still active, who was this phenom early. Everyone had very high expectations, had social anxiety disorder. And people were like, oh, you can't pitch under pressure with an anxiety disorder. Get out of here. He's a bust. And then wound up to be a great pitcher for the next 15 years, you know? When you have the kind of talent that Markelle Fultz has, and you see immediate improvement before the age of 21 in his game, I would be very careful before writing that kid off.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.